want to tell you guys I love you. We are in a wild and tumultuous time on planet Earth, and I just want to say, man, you are so incredibly powerful. You have so much to offer the world, and I really think we've been lied to. If you look at the old tribes, the old indigenous cultures, yeah, Sylvia, if we look at those cultures, they were very connected to the space that beats our heart. They were very connected to themselves. They were very connected to the idea of creation or creator. They were connected to the fact that they had power and they had wisdom and they had purpose and they had meaning. And now we have a society, I just watched my father die as he rotted in a nursing home. It was terrible. A society of elderly people that feel that they have nothing to give. And the fact is that they simply do, and so do you at this place and space and time. And we took all of these, 108 billion people that have lived on this planet from the beginning of recorded history, and we've told them about religion. We've told them about all of these ideas. We're like, hey, you believe that there's something more to all of this? You believe that out here in the jungle, that when a bird eats an apple or a papaya and it shits a seed into the earth, and the shit it fertilizes it, and it goes out and it creates an entire new plant, and on this plant are these bugs, and on the back of the bugs are the bacteria, and on the back of the bacteria are the viruses, and on the back of the viruses are the codons and the atoms and the electrons and the quarks and the leptons, that there's something so much bigger going on. But you're like, wow, there's something so much bigger going on. This is really exciting. So you go to this big church and it's got gold and diamonds and bullshit, and you're like, wow, this is... and they're like, here's our little pamphlets about who the creating source is. Here's our little pamphlet. And we get into this idea of this is what it's about, and it's taken our power. It's robbed us of our power, and culture's cool, and, then we went into the year of the guru, like I was just talking to my friend in France, who I love you, I'm sure you're watching, and that we are bigger than that, and it took me, so I had to leave the U.S. for a bit. This is not about leaving you or your life, but it's about getting quiet, getting clear. The original creation, the original source is all around you, but when you cut it all down and you pave it over with concrete and you chlorinate the water, which is not life-affirming, and you fluoridate the toothpaste, which is not life-affirming, and you blast frequencies and you blast propaganda, whether religious or governmental or political, and you block our ability to hear ourselves. Think about it the last time you went into a church or a synagogue. Oh, we're not worthy, God, we're not worthy. Or there's ritual, shamana, shamana, hamana, hamana, burn some bullshit, hamana, hamana, samana, hamana. And we've totally disconnected ourselves from all the reality. We turned Christmas, Christ Mass, right? We turned it into a reason for us to just eat a bunch of shit and to I don't want to be with my relatives. And then we're fat and we're drunk and we're totally disconnected from the reality of what this was about. Which, whether we use a religious name or we don't, it is about the central sun. It is about the space that beats your heart. It is about the space that beats all the trillions of tiny little walking creatures' hearts all around me right now that you may or may not hear. And you are that. You are it. And so right now when I say that we're being lied to, what I mean is, who cares? What I mean is that you are so needed, and you can be at home right now. You don't need the spiritual t-shirt or any of this crap. You can sit on your couch, whether you've got a religion or you've got a dogma or philosophy, and you can anchor your power. You can say, Spirit, whatever that space is that beats my heart that I humbly know nothing about, I know that I look at the stars at night and there's trillions upon trillions, 10 times the amount of stars in the sky than grains of sand on the earth. And I know there's something more to this. I know there's more to this than politics. I know there's more to this than this fear program. And we need to break out of it. All of you weirdos out there, all of you ones that have sat and you've had these moments and you've experienced these moments of truth, the synchronicity moment, the wonderment moment, God, the owl just came and landed right as I was thinking. It's like those moments. They're very available in the natural world where we come from, that we cut it all down, made it better, and then built synagogues in place of it. and cathedrals, and we separated ourselves from the one true source, the one true I am, and you can reclaim that. So if you've got a moment today, reclaim that. Humbly, Spirit, I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what I'm doing here. It looks like the planet is headed into very dark waters right now, and it is. This is why we need you on point right now. This is why we need you. So join me in this. And we did this morning on this really epic balcony here. This is my buddy's place. We had the tarps down because it rained this morning. And I just said, let me guide something. Let's get out of the way. Let's get out of our bullshit. Let's get out of our philosophy and our beliefs and our dogma. And let's anchor the true source, the light. Let's anchor the feeling in our physiology of, I know that I have purpose and power. I know that I can serve people. I know that in service to myself and serving through my heart impacts and transforms a world. And if we woke up, even 100 of us, 1,000 of us, the world is going to transform through this. And I just encourage you, you have this innate knowing. Religion and dogma and all that shit aside, if you have a religion and dogma, bring it with it. It will only enhance your Catholicism. It will only enhance your Christianism or your Buddhism or whatever isms you got going on. If you've got like, I don't really know, this is you reclaiming yourself. And this is what this is about. This time in our earth right now and on the planet is a reclamation and a remembering of the Christ consciousness. That's what's actually afoot. And all this dark and all this BS and all this religion and all this stuff and all the fear-mongering and separation and disconnection is to block us, to block our light, to block your light. And damn it, you are powerful. You are needed. And you have all of this to give and more. Filana, I love you. Some boulder. So watch this, know this, feel this. So what I do is I get quiet. What are you doing? You're stupid. You should be out getting a job or working, or you should be healing patients or whatever, your mind is saying. And then it says, I'm getting quiet. And when you get quiet, you listen in with what's going on. You listen in with what's going on, and then you actually can anchor this light in again. You can actually listen and say, okay, what am I actually feeling here? This stuff is in the way. And then what you do is you actually feel that, you ground it in. And if you listen to Joe Dispenza and these kinds of guys, your physiology doesn't know any difference. Whether it is or it isn't, it is. And here's why. Because if your body feels in connection, in source, and in light, and in truth, and in power, and effect in the world, thanks, Kevin. Wow, man, from high school. Are you kidding me? It's good to see you. If you are in connection with that, then we don't need churches anymore. We don't need these cathedrals. The church is inside of you. That is the direct connection with yourself, with spirit, and with nature. And this is what we can do to transform it. I don't see a standing army. I don't see a group of Republicans or Democrats running around burning shit going to change any of this. It has to happen from an awakening of the Christ itself. And that word aside, the source, the true, the connection, the knowing. You know what it is as a human. You know the difference. The nomenclature, the taxonomy of all this bullshit and religion, this is this, and this is a Greek Orthodox such and such, and all of that has gotten in the way of your freaking magic, and I'm sick of it, and I can no longer sit and not share this information, and I never wanted to be this guy. This is raw for me. That's who you are, and you are so fucking loved, and you are so powerful. And we're headed into dark water, and but I know that these waters are going to be powerfully navigatable if you have a powerful compass, which is you and the space that beats your heart. All these other compasses are totally all out of whack, and that's part of this Luciferic agenda. This is part of this dark, whatever the hell this is. People got a lot of theories and ideas, and we fight over it. I don't care. It's darkness. And then there's light and truth. And it's not about, I have the truth. It's about feeling the truth within, anchoring it and loving your enemies. Anchoring it and loving this planet. Anchoring it and showing up and serving that way. Because whether you're on either side of the force right now, none of that matters. We have to bring this light and this truth in. So I love you guys. Dr. K signing out from the jungle. Just know that when I'm meditating and I'm praying out here, right here for this while of time, for a little bit, that I'm in this with you. That we are essentially anchors of love and truth. Cindy, what's up, hon? love and truth on this planet. And that these are like acupuncture points. You go to an acupuncturist, you know, it's really fascinating. It's been around thousands of years older than Christ historically, right? The Chinese have developed something really amazing, but we are these pinpoints of light. And that you in Austin, Texas, you in Boulder, you in Utah, you in Costa Rica and Bali, and all of you amazing people, you guys know these amazing, powerful, tapped in people. You're not alone when you're in your prayers and your meditations with this, that we can connect in with this, that we can own this together with one another, and that we are making a powerful impact. And the whole damn thing of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, which is the research science part of Hollywood, spelled backwards, just happened to be Satan. Interesting. They've made it where all the X-Men and all the magical people are people shooting laser beams and all this masculine shit. This is the Kali Yuga, the divine feminine. We are at the very beginning of the Aquarian age, the return of the feminine. There's no whiz bangs. There's no shit going off. There's no t-shirts to buy. You're doing it on your couch. You're doing it in your heart. You're anchoring it and you're intending it. And that's how we transform and change this planet. And even if we don't, you anchor and transform and change you. Viktor Frankl up in this mofo. This is how we actually, Viktor Frankl, right? Man's Search for Meaning with the Nazi prison camps and everything. It is or it isn't. So let's begin with us. Let's not even try to transform the world. If we transform us and love us so deeply and crack our hearts open, that's where it all flows from. So join me in that. No, you're not crazy. You are not alone. You've been lied to. You've been told your power is worthless. It's bullshit, and I'm not going to let it happen anymore, and I'll stand here and be the martyr and say it from my heart. So I love you guys. I'll see you soon.